Hi, everyone. It's Alyssa Milano, and I'm so pleased to be here today and have a conversation with Kacey McBlaze, who we're just going to talk about why care can't wait. Kacey, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your story with us.
Great to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your life?
Our children, do have a couple of different needs. Our daughter Fiona has been diagnosed with something called FPIES, which is food protein induced enterocolitis. Our son Remington, he has some sensory processing issues that he struggles with, and so um, he's a very high energy, strong-willed boy. Right? That's a nice way of saying he can be tough.
And I just love to know what the biggest challenges have been for you.
Well, prior even to the pandemic, I worked from home with Remy until he was almost 2. We enrolled him into an early Head Start program, and then March, that site shut down. So from March to August, I worked a 40-hour job from home with him while pregnant, up until
Wow.
I gave birth in July. That was a challenge, not having time to take off, not having the paid leave, right? I had a C-section, a cesarean, and so as many people may know, you're not supposed to lift over 15 pounds after, and
you had your toddler that you had to carry
yes.
while you just gave birth, and you're trying to heal your cesarean section, and you're trying to work at the same time.
Yeah. When our son's site reopened in August, he really started displaying some behavior issues, being very aggressive at school with his, with his friends. Everybody's so great, at trying to implement different strategies. But ultimately, the director just looked at me and said, I just don't think he's happy here, And I know. And at that point, it's like, yeah, okay, then we won't go here anymore, obviously. But then what?
And this is something that, millions of women are dealing with, but then what?
Yeah.
And it's scary, and it's hard, and it puts so much on our shoulders. I know that Congress has been debating the Build Back Better plan. In your mind, what does it really mean for us to build back better?
I think before the pandemic, the care system was broken. The pandemic has obviously exposed those kinks in the system. Just the word invest really covers it all for me. It's so cliche, but children are literally our future.
This also goes to senior care as well, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
So many people had to give up their jobs to take care of their parents.
Yeah.
Because they could not get senior care or afford senior care, or their insurance didn't cover senior care.
Right. So paid leave, right, for everybody, no matter you're caring for a child or your grandparents or just a sick relative.
Why are you giving your time that's obviously incredibly valuable to advocate for policy change such as this?
Not everybody can share their story, and it's not like mine is the most harrowing or traumatic either. But I feel like if families like my own, where we're okay, we're not hungry, but we're living paycheck to paycheck still. Our mortgage has been in forbearance since last year. We feel like we're doing okay, but we're not. We need to share that with folks who maybe can't share that themselves.
The name of this campaign is Care Can't Wait. Tell me why.
For our sanity, our mental health, everybody's suffering, not just children who are not getting the care they need, not just elderly and other family and the caregivers themselves. I think that we get overlooked a lot, and that something's got to give.
There are certain elected officials, I think, that get into it for power, and they don't lead from a place of service. And what you're doing right now, Kacey, you are leading from service right now, so that you can put forth your voice, so that women can relate to what you're saying, and maybe feel empowered to use their voices.
I hope so.
Yes, I really want to know if you have any thoughts on what you think people like me can do to help move the ball forward.
Well, it's funny you asked that. I mean, I was going to ask you. There's so many causes out there, and there's so many important missions and good work. Why are you involved? Like, why do you choose this one?
Well, this to me comes down to an issue of losing ground that the women who came before me, so many women had to quit their jobs because they didn't have childcare, they didn't have elder care. And the fact that women lost 2 million jobs through this pandemic, I don't know how we come back from that without really making sure that we have the care for our loved ones.
If you're not going to fight for your children or for care, what else is there?
I believe no family should have to work, both parents, full-time jobs and then some, with no insurance benefits, right? No paid leave, no sick pay.
Yeah.
And be terrified for what happens if, because a family is living paycheck to paycheck, one financial hardship, like a flat tire,
yes,
right, can throw an entire family back.
Yes, it does. Yeah, we're not asking for a handout. Families just want help.
The only thing standing in the way of our children receiving the best care that they deserve is money.
What kind of parent wants to choose between that?
It's not just based on what you can afford, but also what's available in your area, or who has an opening,
or what's the best fit for our family. I think having more options would be really key.
What is your biggest worry for the future?
My son Remy, with his new preschool, I worry what will happen if it's not a good fit. If his needs aren't able to be met, will I have to quit my job because it just would be too much?
What do you think would make a difference in your life?
Universal pre-K, universal preschool. I mean, that would be a huge game changer, I feel like, for everybody.
And what gives you hope?
Sitting here talking to you, the fact that somebody like you cares enough to sit down and talk to somebody like me, if we can keep the conversation going, to hopefully not just talk about it, but to, pass some new laws and actually make change.
I believe it is your power that will change things. You give me hope. Thank you for all you do, and thanks for this conversation.
Thank you.